undermothered. So I was very hooked on this term, being undermothered, and I thought about the opposite, because my mother escalated between undermothering and overmothering, being stark moves. So I was thinking, what if you go over the border in overmothering? Because it's very, very possible to go that. Motherhood is form of a madness, and it's so easy to pass across that borders. So I was thinking about this, and by then in Turkey, after my 2 novels, by coincidence, sheer coincidence, I became a columnist, and I became very, very, let me say, notorious. So in order to write this book, I went to Bangkok, spoiledly, and I was like thinking under-mothering, over-mothering, and I got the news that I was being prosecuted for writing an article about, called Conscientious Objection is a Human Right. Because this boy, this man, young man in Turkey, he's gay, and he became a conscientious objector. And it's like the most courageous thing you can do in a country, because Turkey is very, very much military run. It's and they said to him, okay, you are gay, say you are gay, so you will be excused. They have these disgusting examinations to prove that you are gay. But he said, no, I'm not doing my military service. I'm not doing it because I'm gay, I'm a conscientious objector. And he was in military prison, and you know, he was really tortured, not really physically, but psychologically, like giving him horrific haircuts, doing this, banging on the walls, keeping him awake. So when I heard about his ordeal, I wrote this article, and you know, United Nations, since 50s, it's a human right given by United Nations, and Turkey sort of accepted it. But we have this mandatory service, and its people can die because we have a inner war going on since 30 years. So I thought it's so illogical that a military can feel that they have the right to send people to death just because of their, you know, to keep their omnipotence intact in my country. So this article, Army General made a complaint and prosecutor opened a case. And right away he asked for 3 years for me in prison, but this is nothing for Turkey. The prosecutors opened their meters with 3 years. So it was nothing, but it became serious because my court was mobbed by these fascist groups, and me and whoever was waiting with me in the court corridor was threatened for 2 hours. And you know, like in a court corridor, you shouldn't be allowed to do this. And it was regarded like freedom of speech, and there is no such thing in Turkey. Like you can demonstrate in a courthouse for 2 hours, threatening people and calling me ugly names. And my biggest worry was that it was, of course, in the news that my daughter would see it, and she didn't see it. But then the vehemence of the book grew on me, because this court case and everything pressured me more about questioning about motherhood. How shall I protect my daughter? That was really my main concern with all this political turmoil in my life. So I'll read a chapter from that book. Time at hotels. At hotels, time passes quickly. At hotels, time passes quickly, more quickly than in other places, says Mommy. Sometimes it's just opposite. Time seems to stay still at hotels. So we feel suffocated because time stands still at the hotel. Then we know that it's time for us to get away from the hotel we are staying at, which has now turned to being the old place from being the new place. When we arrived here, it was new. It was the new place. Even if we had stayed here once before. Sometimes we do this. We return to a place where we have stayed before for a longer or shorter time and are finished with. Like we are coming for the first time. We have never been here before. This is the first time. Whenever we come to a place, it's always the first time. It's a place where we come for the first time, says Mommy. Till we are finished with it and leave it. Till we have consumed it, says Mommy. We have consumed this place. Then we leave that place, no matter what time it is. We may wait at the bus or train station, at the pier, at the airport, wait for the dawn to break, wait to be taken away as soon as possible from this place which we have consumed. When it is time to leave the hotel, Mommy has an inner clock. We have to dash away immediately, regardless of time, tickets or schedule. On those times, Mommy says that the clock is ticking. She says it's exactly like the ticking of a time bomb. The clock might explode and go to pieces, the pieces to be scattered all around. Since mommy feels this way and talks like that, I feel the same, together with her. Mommy and I are all by ourselves. We have no one else with us. There has never been and there never will be. Mommy does not like that word and she doesn't want me to use it. We are not alone, she says. Never make use of that nasty word. You and I are a unit. In fact, she doesn't exactly say so. She talks in English. We are a unit. We are the moon unit. She calls us the moon unit. This is really funny. But it isn't very funny that mommy talks in English. She sometimes does this. She mixes up Turkish sentences with Turkish ones. At times she's upset, so she has to give their lesson to the girl at the reception desk, the bellboy, the attendant at the pool, the manager of the hotel, the travel agent. We pass all our time at hotels, therefore she is sometimes forced to fight with the hotel people and the road people. She has to give them their lesson. They force her to behave like that because they carry out nasty things, very, very nasty things, really. It's then that mommy has to defend us both. It's a must, says she. I'd rather not be forced to give them their lesson. You shut your eyes and close your ears tightly, just like I have taught you, baby. Now I have to defend us. I'm able to close my ears and shut my eyes, even if they are wide open, because mommy wants me to, and because it should be like that. I have learned. Then when mommy starts the flight of defense, I mean when she's about to, and if I have not been able to turn off all my knobs, I hear that mommy, mixing Turkish and English vocabulary, starts a verbal attack. Upon this, the other party is even more stupefied, because mommy's words get all the more complicated, all the more incomprehensible. In case of attack, I mobilize all facilities of both languages, says mommy. Nevertheless, I don't prefer that mommy mixes up so many English words into Turkish when she speaks. When we are here, she could talk only Turkish. Lately, we are always in Turkey anyway. We are Turks, mommy and I. Mommy says the Turks when she means the others. The Turks are always like that, she says, squinting her eyes. When I ask, and what about us? I mean, both mommy and I are Turks, aren't we? Mommy avoids answering me. She wants me to understand by myself. And I understand. We are a unit, the moon unit. She may freely call the others whatever she wants. She calls them the Turks, nasty crows, false souls, the bourgeois. At hotels, time goes by quickly. From the very beginning, mommy wanted me to believe in this, that time goes by quickly at hotels. That staying at the hotels is the best, the nicest, the rightest thing to do. The most important, she says frequently, the rightest thing. You and I are doing the appropriate thing by staying at hotels. Sometimes time goes by very slowly. It becomes something sticky. It clings to our souls with its claws. I see it when I look at mommy. At those times, she feels very bad. She can hardly breathe. She does not talk for hours on end, for days. Her face either darkens because of her distress or turns pale, yellowish dark. I'm nervous, therefore I have darkened, tells me mommy, because of the woes and worries. It will pass, of course. Don't you worry, my Bambi. She can hardly talk. She expects me to understand her. I do anyway. I have no one else in my life than my mother. What can I understand if not her? What else can I do? I only read, write, and understand mommy. And there is also this swimming business where I have to excel. But even if time at the hotel is dragging slowly, is sticky and stifling, mommy still insists that we go on staying there, right where we are, right at the same hotel. She has to compel her inner clock. Otherwise, her inner clock might be compelling her, she says, a kind of discipline. If she does not discipline her inner clock,